today's webinar, where we will learn more about ways to distribute brand and product content assets to various target groups in an efficient, easy to create way. My name is Isabel, and I will be the moderator today. As usual, before we start, let me just inform you that our session is going to be recorded and that we will send you the recording in the upcoming days. And of course, we have also planned a Q&A session. So if you have any questions, please just write them in the GoToWebinar question box on the right side of your screen, and we will answer as many questions as possible at the end of the presentations. So now I'm very, very happy to welcome today's experts. We have Manuela Balkshofer-Mandl, IT Project Manager for Sales and Marketing at Silhouette Group, and Steve, Product Manager for CELUM Experience and Portals. It's great to have you both here today. Manuela, would you like to introduce yourself before we jump into our session?
Yes, thank you for the invitation to be here at the webinar. My name is Manuela. I'm here at Silhouette Group. I'm the responsible person for the digital asset management. And a few words to our company, to Silhouette. We are the international leader in premium rimless eyewear, and we are operating all over the world. So we have 13 subsidiaries from Brazil to China, and our headquarters is here in Linz. And we are one of CELUM's first customer, which means that we have been using the CELUM's Content Hub for many years. So the Content Hub is in general our central hub from which we distribute our assets to many surrounding systems, such as P2P shops, websites, or mobile ordering tools. So that's in a nutshell what is my responsibility, and why I'm here today to present our next steps with the CELUM's product portfolio.
Perfect. So you're going to give us an overview of your journey with the portals? Is that correct?
Yes.
Great.
I would like to show you how we are currently using the portals and what our next steps, especially in redesigning our current portals to the new features which have been introduced for the last month.
Oh, that's great. So you are really going to tell us why you chose the portals, where the pain points were, how you're actually using them, and also a sneak preview into the future. That's really great. So
I would like to start with the question, why do we use the CELUM portals? And this covers a little bit the history of the way and how we started with the portals. So at the end of the last year, we ended our collaboration with a software supplier that we used to support our whole field staff all over the world with documents for successful sales talks. And the product presentation from CELUM of the upcoming portals in 2024 came just at the right time for us. And besides that, we repeatedly received the feedback from different target groups in our Content Hub that the folder structure is not that clear and the search does not lead to the expected result. So therefore, we decided to use the cloud version of CELUM so that we could create portals, so the new feature can be used, and to provide with that way the content, especially to our field staff, in a simple and user-friendly way. To this goal, we had to overcome a few hurdles before the go live, and the pressure was enormous on our side because the contract with the supplier had, as I said, already been terminated. So there was a couple of challenges one was that the completion rate of the features from CELUM side was not that what we expected, and yeah, we were forced to start with a kind of prototype. But the minimum requirement was achievable, so the content could be made available for our sales staff, and a gallery function was there, so our sales staff was able to work with the 1st January this year. However, we struggled because there were no options to align the bottles with our CI, so not that much possibilities to create background and colors and fonts and something like that. What was also a struggle for us that the bottles were not available in 5 standard languages. So unfortunately, our Italian sales staff has to struggle and deal with English as default language. However, they managed that. And small technical problems with the asset synchronization occurred. But maybe that was all the bad luck of the early adopters. So we were one of the first customers who used the bottles. And yeah, many of these, or all the problems have been solved in the meantime. What we did in the same time, we worked hard to maintain metadata because the bottles only work based on qualitative metadata. So in a word, metadata is key for bottles, and there we had to do our work to bring here metadata to our assets in Content Hub. Yeah, as mentioned, the initial problems we faced were resolved, and with the latest release of CELUM Portals, great features were implemented, and yeah, we are currently in the process of completely redesigning our existing portals, and yeah, more brand and product-based portals will be created soon, and I will show you in a moment, as mentioned, the status quo of our first draft of the new portals and compared with the actual portals we have in place for our sales staff. One more comment to the advantages we see from CELUM's portals. So what Silhouette is using the portals, or what convinced us to take this solution and to quit the cooperation with another supplier. It's really very, very easy and intuitive to create a new portal. So there is no technical know-how required. So it's really easy to give the responsibility to other members to create the portals and manage them. What is also key for us and very important, national content and also headquarters content can be shared very smart and at once by multiple predefined curators. So we have here splitted responsibilities concerning the content, and here we have really good possibilities to give the or to share national and headquarters content at once. And one other advantage what we see is, based on the high quality of metadata, many filters and additional information can be shared with the bottle users. So here is really a good opportunity in our case to bring product information and technical information to the user in a very smart way. And all our field staff, they are working with iPads, and we found out that the mobile experience of the portals are very cool compared to the Content Hub. There's the folder structure is not that easy to find here or select the needed folder, so the portals are perfect also for mobile use. But now enough talk from my side. I will share my screen and I will show you our bottles. Give me a second. So now you should see one of our, I name it prototype bottle. This is how we started. So the first draft of our bottles are very simple and limited from the features. So there is just opportunity of here to have a header, a standard search field. You can define 5 different filters based on the metadata I mentioned, and there is just a gallery function. So it's very smart and limited, but all in all, not sexy. So from our perspective, Silhouette is a premium brand, and we always try to achieve or to communicate this premium thinking also in all our streams, from customers to internal stuff. So this is not the favorite way how we would like to present us as a company. So we celebrated the new releases which came from CELUM, so to have more functions and possibilities to create and enlarge the new portals. I will now change to our draft of the redesigned portals. It's for the same target group but with the new features. I will switch now the tab. So the difference is pretty clear. You have here a couple of the option to bring a couple of sections to the side. You can insert logos, images, videos, information text. You can create via templates different look and feels of the portals. The gallery widget stayed as we had in the old, in our old version. It's also very easy to download single assets or the whole filtered asset. So it's very smooth, but now we are coming to that point where we say these are sexy portals and we can be proud of them and bring that to our different target groups. What is also a very cool feature, what we will implement is to create the possibility to create different pages. In our case, we will use that to present our different brands, frame brands. In that case, we have a sport brand for sport frames, which has different a different CI, as well as our cool and sustainable brand. So we are now able to bring all our brand information and brand feeling to our target group. So it's really cool, and we will start with the new portals next year, and with the new drafts what I have presented different target groups here in headquarters. I already received requests to create such portals also for in upcoming collections, so to promote for our customers, in that case opticians, our new models in a more marketing and user-friendly and target group friendly way. This is what we created for the last weeks and months, and we are waiting for new features which will come in the next, I don't know, days or months. But for details I would hand over at that point directly to Steve, who will give us more insights what will come, or what we don't use at the moment, but what is also possible with CELUM Portals.
Thank you very much, Manuela. I think we have a unique opportunity today to really look at the evolution of the product. And I think it was nice to see also to go back in time a little bit how this all started some time ago. So I will spend some time today to talk about the future, and that future is actually not so far. I'm not sure how many of the participants have actually seen the application from the inside, but what we currently do, so Manuela was describing the content hubs. So this is where also Silhouette is hosting all their assets. This is where it's more the admin area of the product where everything gets its metadata and the tags and so on. We do have an amazing content collaboration tool as well to actually assign tasks, to have approval processes built in workrooms. And also we have the experience domain. So these two go kind of together. The libraries are there to define certain scopes out of the totality of all the assets that are in Content Hub. And experience is our new domain where the portals are actually built that Manuela was also referring to. And the portal that Manuela showed in the beginning was basically our very first prototype of it. That's you called it prototype yourself as well. I would say that is definitely the case. And I'm very happy to show you now what happened since and what you can actually do there. So as we have been doing webinars on portals in the past a lot, we will mainly talk about our new feature. And you can see I'm here in the staging environment of our product because we will actually release this today. It is not released on production yet, but today you can still go in as if your company has an experience license. You will see our new content templates feature, and there will actually be a tour to guide you through it as well. But you will probably not need it after we are going through it together today. So as I mentioned, we have added a second tab here, and content templates will be available for every customer with an experience license until the 31st of March for free. Until then, you basically every customer can trial it for free. So now navigating away from the portals dashboard, and I'm going to this new tab that we have added. And I want to show you and first of all explain what are content templates even. So I'm sure a lot of you know that there's a lot of design resource going into creating all kinds of visuals, and then there's a lot of frustration on the design teams usually if they are not used in the correct way. So what content templates is doing is giving people with some design skills. We will see now that you don't need too many. I'm not a designer myself, but it's very easy to build a template here. So we're giving people with somewhat design skills the opportunity to define exactly which parts of a template can be adjusted and which can't. And there's two ways of creating this template. I will not go into much more detail because I think it's the easiest to show you. And these two ways are either I can import an existing template, we can import any PSD file, and we will, just so you're aware, PSD files can also be created from other software like Canva and Figma and other companies that are not under the Adobe umbrella. And the second option is to create the content from scratch. We will actually do both these things today. And then we will see how we can actually embed one of those templates in a portal like the one that Manuela showed previously. So let's actually start by creating a template. I will just call this today. We are actually doing a webinar, but let's actually call this a background because I will just basically build a simple design for you to understand how it works, and then we will import a design that has been designed by a person up front. So let's just call this desktop background for now. And of course, I can also assign which content I want in here. I was mentioning libraries before. They are just there to define a certain scope. You can imagine it like a filter of content that was there before. And we have a brand and I will just use the backgrounds from this brand. So I will use the content that is there, and let's also add images of people so we have something to work with. So you can see after 2 very simple steps, naming it and deciding which content I want to have in the template, I can create it. And this will actually lead me to the designer. And this will give me the opportunity to really start from scratch by designing something. You can already see this is much less cluttered than any design software out there. So it's really meant for the daily user and people that don't have to be designers. And you can see the first thing I can do is really adjust the canvas here. In this case, I actually want to have this look a little bit more like a screen. So we'll switch to A4. And as I said, we want to create a background. So let's actually take one of the assets of those libraries that we have attached and add one of these backgrounds. I will go for this one. I can just drag and drop it here. And you can already see that I'm getting a lot of support in terms of alignment and how to actually use this. And you can also see when I'm pulling the image bigger than what my page is, it will only take the part that is actually in the visual surface of the canvas. So I can be sure that anything overlapping is not used. By the way, if you're more into print, you can also decide the bleed margin here, but that's just a detail. But just so you know, there is, as always, we are really going for intuitivity, but we are still aiming to offer everything you need, just not more than what you need to make it an easier user experience. And the bleed margin is, I think, a detail that is often needed, but not more to that for now. So, okay, we've got a background and we're building a template, right? So we really want to make sure that there is some stuff on there where we can let the end user adjust something. So let's just say, as I said, this is a desktop background. So let's just say everyone who is using this template later can add a name and their surname. And of course, this is not very visible at the moment because it's written in black. So let's make the text white. And you can also see that this software is pretty smart. So you can, adjust also by just pulling the screen. And yeah, it is just a very fluid implementation. I'm very happy with what we've reached here. And we will keep it simple because I still want to show you the import. But basically, you can see we've added a background, we have added some sort of text field, and we're not adding the exact name of an employee. They should still be able to change this themselves. So what we're doing now is using the placeholder feature. We are saying this text part here is supposed to be a placeholder, and we can decide exactly what the end user can actually do with this. Are they allowed to change the opacity of the thing? Are they allowed to move it around still? Of course, I don't want that because I'm assuming now that we are the designer and we are really, setting it in stone how this looks like. So it looks the same for everyone who is adjusting it later. But what I do want to do is that the end user can actually change the text in there because they should put in their name, of course. And just so you know how it works for images as well, let's also put an image here. And this image is already for a concrete person, of course, and we want people who are using this to adjust it to their image, of course, so to their portrait. And we can do the same thing here. We can say, okay, I want this image to be a placeholder, and I want the end user to be able to change the fill of the image. I don't want them to be able to delete it completely or make copies of it or move it around again. Also, they shouldn't be able to flip it, but I want them to be able to change the fill. And if I actually also choose the act as placeholder option, it becomes even more clear, I think, that this is meant to be replaced. So you can decide if this communication happened elsewhere, if the template should speak for itself. But by using this, you can actually see that which image exactly is there to be replaced. Another cool feature is that we can decide out of all the assets that are part of this template, which of the images should actually be there for the selection for the end user. So I don't want them to see all the images here. I just want them to be able to replace it with these ones, for example. And by choosing them, I can decide that the end user is only seeing those. And to gain this perspective for a second, I will choose change to the preview mode. And this way you can actually see how this looks later on. So when I'm going in later via the portal, I will only be able to adjust the name and this image and nothing else on it. I will not able to be moved to move the background or any of these other things. This, of course, is a simple example, but we can now look at a little bit more advanced one. For that, I'm going back to the dashboard and I'm picking a template that has actually been imported. Yeah, this is the one. So for this, I've basically chosen the second option, import BSD, and I've already made those adjustments for the different settings. And you can see here all the placeholder parts are the ones that are framed in pink. And for the images, I can still do the same as before. I could still go to preview and see, okay, which images are actually there to be selected and replaced. And then, of course, I can publish this specific template. And once I publish it, I could also export it from here, but once I publish it, it can actually be used in portals. And this is what I want to show you now. This is just warning me that the saves haven't been changed. Saves haven't been persisted yet, but that's okay. And I want to show you how we can actually add one of these templates to an existing portal. So I've prepared a little portal here. This really just takes a few clicks to add a headline. I added some spacing and already added 2 templates. But this one that we just saw is for a webinar. And I want to show you how this would look when nothing is there yet. So when you go into the designer on a page that didn't have any where no widgets were added yet, you can actually choose which type of design you want. In this case, I want this template to be big, so I'm just using 1 column. And now the content templates have just been added as another widget. Before we had all of the 4 ones you can see here, and with content templates, we've added another one. You just have to click on it, choose the template that you want. And once you've added it, you can preview it here. But of course, I want the publish portal to be updated with this change and show you how it actually looks on the portal itself. So the portal opens with the first page, but we have added something under events now. And now we can see how this template really looks to the end user. And you will see it is at this point, I think, very safe in terms of brand consistency for anyone to use this, because there's not much you can do. You cannot change the text font, you cannot change the weight, you can really just change the feeling of these things. So let's do that for a moment. You can either double click or use the edit button that you saw here. And in this case, we will just call it brand consistency. And you can see I could change all these different things. I can change the call to action as well. And I can change the images, and you will see, as in the preview before, I can only choose from the assets that have been pre-selected. And all the other options, all these design options that I had before, that I could give to the end user as well, are not there anymore. One other feature actually, so I would say this is for the content templates. I hope you have an overview of what they can do. Please feel free to ask questions if anything was unclear. One more thing that I wanted to show you, another huge change that happened in between, is that you can now add multiple pages to a portal. This tools brand is our artificial brand to showcase things. And you can see already now you're able to have multiple pages on a portal. We will soon be able to actually restrict them as well for specific audiences. But I just wanted to show you one of these portals that actually has one page also with a call to action actually. This is for interested people to book a demo. And the second page where you actually have all the available assets ready for download. Maybe one more example and then we're running out of time anyways. This is a brand portal. So you can see that you can embed videos that are playing in loops. You can add certain statements. You can define what your logo should look like. You can have standard fonts described. You can also describe the typography. At the moment, we don't have specific widgets for this. So all of these are images, but it's still doing the job. And also this portal has a call to action at the end and also has a download section. So just to show you these different pages here. And by now, actually, we do have 4 languages available. I think you're still missing one, Manuela. But yes, at the moment, I think we now have kind of an image of the huge steps that have been done in this short period of time. And we're, of course, continuing to develop this product, which is still in its early stage, but I think very capable, as you've seen now. All right. I would say that's it from me for now. Handing over to you, Isa, and I guess you can take a look if there are any questions.
Yes, I have sorry that I jumped right into the questions as we are running out of time. I've got the first one here. How do you manage portal access? User rights management, I guess. Is there a way that you can limit or restrict access to certain portals?
Yes, in that case, I'm going to share again. We can go back to the portal dashboard here. So we didn't build any portals before, but if we would have, you can see in the wizard, I'm not going to fill it out now, that right under the name, you can actually decide here who is seeing your portal. You can either make it public, that means that anyone with the link can see it, or you can protect it to the people that are inside your organization. And within Q1 next year, this will actually become much more granular. You will be able to choose which people also within and without your organization, a much smaller set of people can see which page on your portal. So you can do this on the page level and for specific people.
Oh, that's great. Question, do you utilize the analytics tools from portals? I guess this is to Manuela. See if you could maybe just answer that there is an analytics tool.
Yes, for the moment.
Go ahead.
For the moment, we don't use that tool because our next step is to protect all our portals and to have here the defined user. So for the moment, we do not know the user who, I don't know, downloaded or clicked any asset. So yeah, we hope we can use that. It's hardly requested internally, but yeah, we hope to fix that in 2025.
Just add 2 cents to this, Mavisa, because it's very interesting. I mean, I know your use case very well, of course, because we've been in close contact in those beginning years. But it is interesting that some customers actually prefer to have their portals public, where they do not have the information about the users who are specifically attending, because of course we are GDPR compliant, so we cannot identify the user unless they're part of that organization. But we have customers, probably, yeah, I'm not gonna name them by name now, but there's organizations where they have internal guidelines that they should not be able to identify the users outside of GDPR just for company internal reasons. And you are now describing a case, I think, where you're actually not using them because you can't identify them, right? So it's always interesting how this works different for different companies. But yes, the functionality is out there. If the portal is protected, then we can even show who exactly did which action. But also for every public portal, you can see that, of course, it's anonymized then, but you can see how many people visited, who was using which assets, and all these things.
Okay, that is the same topic, restriction. How long does it take to train the users so they can create a portal, Manuela, I guess?
From my perspective, it's very easy and intuitive to create a new portal. So we created internally a short manual how to do that. So how to create a search in Content Hub, how to link that with the library, how to link the library with the portal, and all other stuff is very intuitive, and it does not need any special training. So it's very easy, and I don't know. I can't say it in minutes.
It's made for marketing.
Yeah, right.
You don't have to be an IT wizard to create a portal. I have to totally agree here, because I can manage myself. So yeah.
Thank God, because you are our target group.
Yeah. And I've got a final one here. Who has access to assets that can be shared to a portal? So I guess it's not the access to the ready-made portal, but who can decide what to share. I don't know, Steve or Manuela.
Yeah, I can bring our solution. So we have in Content Hub restricted list of editor users, so who are allowed to edit the metadata and align assets to defined portals. And furthermore, for the experience tool, we have here also a defined list of curators based on the different portals. So in our case, the National Marketing Department is allowed to edit the national portal and is not allowed to edit any other portal from another subsidiary. So we are here very strict who is allowed to edit and maintain a portal.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. As we don't have much more time, we're already kind of over time, I would say if you have any more questions, please just send them over, and we will pass them on either to Steve or Manuela to answer them in written form. Also, I will now just thank everybody for their time and for their interest. We have the next CELUM event or webinar coming up. Oh my God, it's already next year, in 2025 at the end of January, where we are going to present a total use case for marketeers when it comes to how to best create, share a marketing campaign from beginning to end. And we're CELUM internal guru doing this webinar, Georg. So sign up. It's for sure going to be worth it. I have the pleasure to thank Manuela for the insights and for also granting us a sneak preview into the sexy new silhouette portals, and for Steve, who has given us a very cool demo on the new features, which are going to be live very soon. I'm looking forward to that. I wish you, our dear customers and guests, a very relaxing rest of the Advent time, and lovely Christmas period, and hope to see you soon in the next year. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you as well. Thanks for moderating, Isabel.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.